Alright people, this here is the Mustang Mach-E. I decided to get it instead of the Tesla. This is a rental. I'm not going to buy an electric car to do Uber in, and I'm doing this through the Uber program. So it's just under $500. Insurance for the state and commercial, and the insurance in case anything happens to it. I'm not liable for it. I'm at a charger. I've had it since Wednesday. Today is Saturday. It's charging. You can see about 20 minutes. It was at 25% when I started. So it's doing 23 kilowatt hours right now. That's where it's at. It's 72, so I'm doing fine with this. I'll have it charged in probably the next 20 minutes. I've been only charging it to 90% because that last 10% is a long time to charge. I got it. There's damage here. I have no idea what's going on with the right here on both sides. Some of the louvers are missing down here. See, on both sides. I'm thinking that's from a car wash. But it's actually been working out pretty good. Each time I charge it, it's been anywhere from 12 to 20 bucks. I get with a 90% charge, I'm getting about 270 miles. Now, if the seats are comfortable enough, it's like some that faux leather stuff, or vinyl, what we used to call it. At least I think we used to call it that. Everybody is confused by how to open the doors. It's got the cup holder back here. My little car, everybody flips it down to use it. In this car, they keep flipping it up. But, there's plenty of room in this thing. It's nice, firm seats. There's plenty of room. I know it's kind of dark, but I would turn the stereo on because it's quite enjoyable. But the problem is then you get hits on YouTube for doing that. Button to open this is back here. A good cargo area here. Not much really to show in this thing. It's a nice car. I just don't think it deserves the Mustang badge. There's a camera right here. Come on. I'm not sure how to open that thing. But it's a frunk. I had it open once. It just wasn't that hard to open then. I don't know why it's so hard this time. Now, Scotty says these are all made in Mexico. I reckon they are. I don't know. But they had the badge back here where you can't hardly see it. The thing's got plenty of power. But you can see here. See, I started charging at 9. And it is now 9:24. And it's already at 60%. When it started, it was at 24%, 24 or 25, I can't remember. But it'll be fully charged to 100% at 10:30. But the thing is I won't need it that more. I just do 90%, because like I said, that last 10% just takes like an extra hour. So the things I really don't like about it, because it's a rental, I believe is the problem. This thing seemed like the interior moves. The displays changes. This display here has changed only 3 or 4 times. You know, the interior will smudge just in a drop of a hat. You see right here, that's just from having a Chick-fil-A bag sitting here. Whatever was on that bag just got right on it. And it being a rental, I don't know if you can see it here, but see like this debris right here? That was all over this car, and Avis didn't clean it when I got it. So I had to clean it, and people climb in here and they just love it. I like the car. I mean, I really do. For a rental, with what I'm getting, I think it is well worth the money I'm spending on the week, putting the wear and tear on this, getting the money I get for the rides, just to people's face when they climb in here, because it is like a luxury car. You know, it just feels a lot different than what the steering wheel says. The steering wheel says Mustang. This Mustang is a workhorse. It's not a runner, but it will run. The thing that's aggravating too is this right here. Every time I climb in it, I have to make sure that heat is off, because it's not needed. I don't need heat. I need air conditioning. And the navigation is way out of date, so the navigation is absolutely useless as far as this goes. You got these controls here. This is the one I run it in. There's that one, which is the engage. And then there's unbridle. I have no idea what those do. I've not used it. The one pedal drive, I do not like that. I'm too used to my old truck where you hit the brakes and you hit the gas. This one here, you let off the pedal and it just starts stopping. And to me, it stops way faster than I normally would. But the air conditioner works really good. I haven't even played with the heated seats or anything. But the stereo, it's got this knob here for the volume. I mean, it's just so much stuff here. You know, you got all these things here. I've used the owner's manual to look up a lot of stuff, because there's nothing in the glove box, which, by the way, is right here. It's an actual pull a handle and open the glove box. The radio works good. I did have my phone paired to it, but because it is a rental, I'm using down here. I've got a thing I used to use in my other car, the Volt that I had, and I just run the cable up and around, because I don't want this car sending telemetrics of my phone anywhere, and that's what I have a big concern with these new cars. It does has Apple and Android Auto. The mode that you saw before, that's the charging. It shows, you know, the stuff. Of course, the cameras. I'm just super this right here. I mean, like there's birds that are flying around with cameras to know where you're at. It's just very, very detailed. But yeah, here we are. You know, this is just totally neat, I think. So anyway, I've been able to do it. I'm making money with it. I'm letting this car just be what it is. I don't know if I'm going to have it next week or not, because Avis is playing little games with stuff. I went in there expecting to use my debit card because I'm using Uber. They said I couldn't use it. I had to use a credit card. Well, I don't keep high dollar credit cards, so my credit card is only a $500 deal, and they did a hold on it, and they've still got a hold on it. So what I wanted to do was pay it so that the next week can come out of it, go on it, but they're not charging the card, they're just doing a hold. So I don't know how that's going to work when it comes around to it, but I may or may not have this car next week. I don't know, but I do like it. I hope I get to keep it. I just don't know financially if I'll be able to run it because they're wanting to use a credit card instead of my debit. So sad when you got the money and you can't do it because they insist on credit being used. But here we are. I mean, it's a nice car. I just don't think it deserves the Mustang name. It should have been an Escape or a Ford Escape. It should have been anything but, that Ford Flex. That platform would have been good for this. I don't know. But anyway, that's all I got for you for this week. I wanted to show it off. It's a decent car. It is what it is. So I'll do a quick blip at the end and show the time that I got done charging at 90%. I managed to get the frunk open. I pushed the button in the control thing, and it okay. I don't know. Let's leave that alone. Anyway, I pushed the button on the control screen and it just popped open. See what I mean? You can feel it buzzing underneath. So this somewhere here is where the inverter's at. Cup holders. I have no idea what's under here, but obviously the washer fluid. And it seals to this. That might be for the headlights. There's one on each side. There, I couldn't help myself. I snapped it on. But anyway, you can see there's been liquid in here, so probably I don't know what they did. I don't know what these are. I'm sure there's instructions somewhere that says man, I tell you what, plastic clips unhooked everywhere. Probably has something to do with this accident that happened up here that somebody did. Anyway, that's all I know. Now here we are at 80%. Here, 246 miles. Now remember, I'm using this for a ride share, so I'm not driving it nice. And those miles have been pretty accurate. Now, I've been charging this about every 150 miles. So, you figure right now, if this is how you charged it, 25% to 80, 81%, 40 minutes. Now, say if somebody has road trip in this car, that would be, I think, pretty reasonable. Most of these chargers, there's EVGOs, there's Electrify America, there's different ones. This particular one's EVGO. It's right in the middle of a mall area. There's a Jiffy Lube right here. Crew Car Wash. On the other side's a Cane's Chicken. Down another block or so is a Get-Go gas station, and the McDonald's. Go the other way, and it's a Chick-fil-A. That's just kind of how these things are set up. They're set up in an area that you can go do stuff. They do have signs that says, get out when you're done. And if a person was road tripping, they could reasonably, you'd be driving 2 or 3 hours, and then you got to take a break. You pull off and you take a break. Let the car charge, get you a burger, get some fries, get a little walk in, things like that. If it's cold, raining, whatever, that makes it a little different story, but again, you're in an area where it's a lot of stuff. I mean, right behind me, Chase Bank. So this is, I think, very accommodating type thing. So people who are afraid of electric cars, at least from the Ford Mustang, I would say Tesla would be the same way. I wouldn't worry too much about road tripping them, because you got the distance, and when you're done with that distance that you can do in the car, you can go to a charger and take a break. This one here, if the navigation was updated correctly, you put in and it would tell you where you need to stop to charge. And Tesla does the same thing. So people that worry about range anxiety, I think need to just not be, it's a whole different beast. Because you really want to learn to look at this, not that. But in this case here, that's been pretty close, I think. Like I said, I got down to 25%, and it was just under 100 miles of range left. And that's where I like to charge up. I don't like to run it any lower than that. For me to go home, up in Middletown, there is about 15% of power I use there. So you figure for a 25-mile run, it's about 15%. You could probably do the math and figure out how much more or less you do, but you figure that for me going home, I'm doing stops, I'm doing stop lights, I'm doing a lot of stuff. It's not a consistent thing. So anyway, as you can see, just sitting here, it's already at 83%. I just had to throw some extra stuff in there just for the sake of it. There it is, 90%. At 9:52. So it took 52 minutes to go from 25% to 90. Well, I'm gone. Time to make some money.